He saved for 20 years, but not one coin was ever meant to be spent. This was the secret of Ratan, the night watchman, and no one in the colony understood it until the day he died. Ratan was 58. He had guarded the same iron gate of the same apartment block for 2 decades. Every night, the same bench, the same lantern, the same silence. People said he was cheap. They said, "Ratan never buys anything. Not new shoes, not sweets, not even tea from the stall." His wife, Kamla, would ask him gently, "Why do you save so much? We have enough to live. Why suffer more?" Ratan would only nod and say, "One day you will understand." Nights passed, winters passed, years passed. His back grew stiff from the wooden bench. His eyes grew tired from watching headlights that never stopped for him. Every morning he came home, ate quietly, and slept while the world worked. He barely spoke. He barely smiled. Some residents forgot his name and simply called him the Old Watchman. One cold December night, a resident's son came running to the gate. The boy was maybe 10, shivering, his voice cracking. "Uncle Ratan, my father is shouting again. My mother is crying. Please, can I sit here with you?" Ratan said nothing. He simply moved his lantern closer and let the boy sit beside him until the shouting inside the house stopped. This happened again and again. Some nights it was that boy. Other nights it was a maid crying quietly after being scolded, or a young husband pacing outside his own home because he did not know how to face his wife. Ratan never asked questions. He only made room on the bench. He understood something the world had forgotten, that some pain does not need advice, it only needs someone nearby who will not speak. One evening, Ratan's own son, working in the city, called him. "Papa, why do you still work this job? I can send you money, please rest." Ratan replied only, "This job is not about money, my son. Someday you will see." The son did not understand. He hung up feeling something heavy in his chest, though he could not name it. Then, one humid night in July, an old man from the colony, Devendra, came and sat beside Ratan without a word. Devendra had once been a wealthy contractor. Now his hands trembled and his eyes carried a weight Ratan recognized instantly. The weight of a man carrying something he could not put down. For an hour, neither of them spoke. Finally, Devendra said, "My son does not call me anymore. I built him 3 houses, and still, silence." Ratan listened. He did not offer advice. He simply let the silence stretch until Devendra himself broke it. "Why do you sit here every night, Ratan? 20 years on this bench for a watchman's pay. You could have taken an easier job." Ratan reached into his pocket and pulled out an old tin box. Inside were not coins, but folded slips of paper, dozens of them, softened by years of handling. "What is this?" Devendra asked. "Every time someone sat beside me and I said nothing, and it helped them, I wrote it down," Ratan said. "This is what I saved for 20 years, not money, silence. The kind that holds people up instead of pushing them down." Devendra stared at the box, confused. "But silence costs nothing. Why call it saving?" Ratan shook his head slowly. "Silence costs everything, my friend. It costs patience. It costs your own comfort. Most men cannot afford it, even for free. They must always speak, always advise, always fix. I trained myself for 20 years to sit still and let another person's pain simply exist beside me, without judgment, without a solution forced upon them. That is a currency few people ever learn to hold. That night, Devendra did not go home right away. He sat a while longer, saying nothing, simply resting in the quiet Ratan had built around himself, like a wall no wind could break. When he finally rose to leave, he said only, "Thank you." And for the first time in months, his shoulders looked lighter. Word spread slowly through the colony, not through gossip, but through those who had sat on that bench and felt something shift inside them. The boy whose parents fought grew into a calm young man who never raised his voice. The maid who had once cried quietly began smiling at her work again. Devendra started visiting his own son, not with money or gifts, but simply to sit with him in silence, the way Ratan had sat with him. Years later, when Ratan finally grew too old to guard the gate, the residents gathered to see him off. He did not want a farewell speech. He asked instead that the tin box of folded papers be placed in the colony's small garden under the old neem tree, so that anyone who needed a quiet place could sit there and remember. His son, now grown and understanding at last, knelt beside the box and asked, "Papa, all those years, you were never saving for a house or gold or comfort?" Ratan smiled, tired but at peace. "No, my son. I was saving something rarer. I was saving the kind of presence that asks nothing and gives everything. Money can buy a house. It cannot buy someone willing to sit beside you in your worst hour and say nothing at all."
That was Ratan's fortune, not coins in a jar, not land, not gold. 20 years of quiet, gathered one night at a time, spent freely on strangers who needed it most. And that is the lesson he left behind. Some of the richest people you will ever meet own nothing but their silence, and they give it away for free every single night to anyone who simply needs someone to sit beside them. If this story meant something to you, please like this video and share it with someone who needs a little silence today.